Namaskar and Hosgaldinis everyone. This is again next session of our pre-practices or pre-classes for our International Yoga Day event. So in this class, I will explain you about pranayam and I will then teach you some pranayam or breath practice. So, but before that, everyone, Hosgaldinis and this is Avde Yoga, yoga from home, Ghar Ghar Se Yoga. Okay. So first we need to understand the term prana or pranayam. Pranayam is the fourth part in Ashtanga Yoga. Okay, pranayam is very important, but before that, first we need to understand the literal meaning of pranayam. So pranayam is pran ayam. Pran means vital energy force, and ayam means to expand. Okay, so generally prana, the term prana prana is in everywhere. Prana is in whole universe. In your whole body, prana is available. Generally, people believe that people consider prana and breath equally, but prana is more gross than breath. And prana is so important that in Atharved it is written that because of prana life is available or life is happy. And in Ashtanga Yoga, Maharshi Patanjali explained about pranayam, and he explained four type of pranayam. First, he is Nefasal, is inhale. Second pranayam is Nefes Tut, Nefes Var, third, and fourth one is which is higher practice, which is like a Kevali Kumbhak Sthiti, which is automatically you don't want to take breath. Is that condition when that condition achieve is fourth pranayam. And pranayam is the only practice which connect your physical body and your other cosmic bodies or your mental bodies. In a in a yogic text, it is written that chale vate chale chittam nischale nischalam bhavet. So it means when your prana is when your prana is moving, your mind is moving. When you control your prana, you will easily able to control or easily able to manage your mind, because mind and physical body. Prana is bridge between both bodies. Okay, and in yoga pranayam is considered fourth, means in Ashtanga Yoga. First is yama, then niyam, then asana, and after that pranayam. When you successfully attain asana siddhi, or when you practice asana, after that you need to practice prana. So you understand that how much important is prana or pranayam. Okay, so now we need to understand first we need to understand the breath, the how much type of breaths we are taking, and then we will do pranayam practices. Okay, and Maharshi Patanjali explained four type of pranayam, which I already explained. And according to Shiv Sanhita, Lord Shiva supposed to be explain to his wife about pranayam, and he explained one pranayam. And in Hat Pradipika, there are some eight breath practices, which is Kumbhaka, means retention of breath practices are available. And in Ghiran Samhita, which is also a popular yoga text, they also explain 8 type of pranayam practices. But before that, we need to understand the technique of breath. So there are four type of breathing. First one is thoracic breathing, which is first practice is thoracic breathing. Okay, when you inhale on FSL through your chest. FSL through your chest and FS1. That is thoracic breathing. Okay, then there is a clavicular breathing, which is shallow breathing. When you are running, that time you take short breath. That is clavicular breathing. Okay, when you are running speedily, then you are just taking shallow breath. And third one is more deeper, which is diaphragmic breathing or abdominal breathing, in which nephrosal your abdomen will go upward like balloon, and nefas for abdomen will go inside. Nephrosal, nefas were. This is abdominal breathing. Okay, or diaphragmic breathing. You are not inhaling through your stomach. You are inhaling completely, and diaphragm is expand, so your abdomen will go out and then inside. And fourth one, which is deep yogic breathing. When you are in calm state, you will nefasal, first diaphragm, then thoracic, then clavicular, and then when you exhale, first diaphragm, first clavicular, then your thoracic, and then your diaphragm. You will inhale, abdomen will go up, then chest, and when you exhale, again vice versa. That is yogic deep breathing. So first we need to understand this breathing concept. So first we will practice abdominal breathing. So sit in any asana which is comfortable to you, and whenever you are practicing pranayama or higher practices, just need to close your eyes. So you need to able to connect towards your breath. Okay, close your eyes, deep inhale, complete exhale, deep inhale, complete exhale, deep inhale, complete exhale, deep inhale. Now put your left hand on your abdomen. Now first try to nefasal, and your abdomen will go outside like you are expanding balloon, filling air in balloon, and nefasal, it will go inside. Nefasal, nefas var, 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 nefasal, nefas var. Slowly open your eyes. If you are not easily able to do this practice, then lay down on your mat and then start doing this practice. Okay, then you will easily able to connect to your breath. Easily lay down on your back, put your left hand on your abdomen, then right hand on your chest. Now start deep yogic breathing. Nefasal, Feel the pranic energy. Nefes ver. Nefes al. 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 Nefes ver. Relax your hand in Gyan Mudra. Slowly look down and open your eyes. Now I assume that everybody understands the concept of taking breath. So whenever you are breathing, and especially when you are breathing, when you are doing pranayama practices or breathing practices, you need to be follow these techniques. Okay, now we'll go further. So in Shiv Samahita, Lord Shiva, who is a founder or father of, who is considered as a father of yoga, explain about one pranayama practices or one breathing practices known as Nadi Shodhan Pranayama. Basically, Nadi Shodhan Pranayama is very important breathing practice, and it is a very simple, and there is no side effect of this practice. You need to nefesal, solda nefesal, sol kapat, nefestut, then salda nefeswar, then salda nefesal, sal kapat, nefestut, then solda nefeswar. This is bir round. Okay, one round. It means inhale from your left nostril, close your breath, close your all nostrils, then hold it, retain your breath, then unlock, nefes ver, exhale from your right nostril, then inhale from your right nostril, then lock it, retain your breath, then unlock and exhale from your left nostril. This is one round of your Nadi Shodhan Pranayama. Basically, Nadi Shodhan Pranayama, it is assumed that prana, it is in yogic philosophy or in yogic science, prana is in your whole body. Okay, and all energy channels, especially in all energy channels, and there are 72,000 energy channels on there are 72,000 nadis in your body in which prana energy flows. So Nadi Shodhan Pranayam, pure your all 72,000 energy channels or nadis through which nadi energy channel through which prana flows. So you will be able to clear your pranic energy channels. So nadi pranic channel energy will flow smoothly and will go towards upward towards your chakras. Okay, so that's why Nadi Shodhan Pranayam is very important, and also if you are suffering from anxiety, if you are too much, if you are suffering from stress, Nadi Shodhan Pranayam is a very beneficial pranayam. It gives you extra energy to your all 50 trillion cells, extra energy, so you will be more you will do your work more enthusiastically and more with more energy. Okay, so we will practice this for 5 minutes. Okay, again sit in quietly, close your eyes. Main thing is you need to connect towards your breath. Okay, close your eyes, close letting ka path. Try to be aware towards your body. Hand is in Gyan Mudra, left hand, then right hand, left palm, then right palm. Weight is equally distributed towards your buttocks. Choose any asana, any meditative asana, Sukhasana, Padmasana, Siddhasana. Be aware towards your breath. If you are not able to sit for longer period, you need to take cushion, or you can sit in chair also, but your spine, neck and head should be in a proper alignment. So you feel the flow of prana. And you know, Nadi Sudhan Pranayam is considered as a pre-practice of all Kumbhaka in Hatha Yoga Pradipika. And in Hatha Pradipika, which is a famous yogic text, they wrote that you need to practice Nadi Suddhi or Nadi Sudhan Pranayam at least 3 months before starting any higher Kumbhaka, any higher retention or any higher Nefas Tooth practices. Okay, and first in this class we will do 1:1:1 ratio. There are some ratios in when you are doing pranayam practices. There are some ratios like, but in which is 1:4:2 higher ratio. But today we will do, because it is a beginning, we will do 1:1:1 ratio. It means FSL, Solda and FSL. If Solda and FSL is in 10 seconds, then Nefes Tooth 10 seconds, then Nefes Svar 10 seconds. And when you are doing Nefes Tooth, you will do one bandha. You will apply one bandha which is known as Jalandhar bandha or neck lock. But those who are suffering from cervical spondylitis, they will avoid this bandha. Okay, you will contract your anus muscles. You will do Mool bandha, then you will do Jalandhar bandha. Okay, root lock and neck lock. But those who have suffering from neck related problem, they will avoid. Okay, so Bash Paramak on Sal nostril. You will first you will Nefesal, Soldan Nefesal, Sol ka path. Now then you will lock your neck. Then unlock your neck. Then look, Salda. You will remove your you will remove your Bash Paramak and Salda Nefesvar. Then Salda Nefesal, Salkapat, Nefestut, then unlock and Solda Nefesvar. For those who are suffering from severe cardiac related problem, they will avoid even Nefes Tooth. For them, they will do Anulom Vilom Pranayam, which is more beginner practice, in which they will do Solda Nefesal, Salda Nefesal, Salda Nefesal, Solda Nefesal. They will not retain their breath. Okay, now start. Nefesal, complete Nefesal. Now start. Solda Nefesal, Sol ka path, now Salda Nefeswar, Salda Nefesal, Salkapat, unlock, Solda, Nefeswar, Solda, Nefesal, Solkapat, Salda, Nefeswar. Now Salda, Nefesal, Salkapat, unlock, Solda, Nefeswar, Solda, Nefesal, Solkapat, unlock, Salda, Nefeswar, Salda, Nefesal, Salkapat, Solda, Nefeswar, Solda, Nefesal, Solkapat, unlock, Salda, Nefeswar, Salda, Nefesal, Salkapat, Solda, Salkapat, unlock, Solda, Nefeswar. Relax your hand and be aware towards the changes in your breath. Now slowly look down and open your eyes. So this is Nadi Sodhan Pranayam, which is a very beneficial pranayam, and there is a one more extra tip. Then whenever you are practicing Nadi Sodhan Pranayam, try to do means the breathing voice should be not audible. Means breathing should be very slow. This is one example. Then you will easily understand. Just imagine that you are laying down on beach below sand is there, your nose is on sand. You need to take take nefasal or take a inhale so slowly that there is so there will not a single sand particle will go inside your nose, and you need to nefasver more slowly. So again you need to take again nefasal. So breathing should be very slow. Okay, in while doing Nadi Sudhan Pranayama. Okay. Now we'll do some more practices of Kumbhak. But you need to practice this Nadi Sudhan Pranayam at least 5 to 10 minutes and try to increase this Nadi Suddhi or Nadi Sudhan Pranayam. Now there is one more pranayam which is Bhastrika Pranayam. Those who are suffering from severe cardiac related problem, severe hypertension, they need to avoid this practice. This practice increase heat in your body. Okay. So for those who are suffering from already, they need to just watch and learn. Okay. You need to change your legs also. You will forcefully nefasal and then forcefully nefasver. This is the technique of Bhastrika Pranayam. And after that, after completion of 20 strokes, 20 forcefully inhale and 20 forcefully exhale, you will do Surya Vedi Pranayam, which also increase heatness in your body. Means you will nefasal from your right nostril and close your both nostrils, lock it, then unlock and nefasver from your left nostril. Okay, Surya Vedi Pranayam. After Bhastrika Pranayam. In Bhastrika Pranayam is a very effective Kumbhak practice or very effective pranayam practice, and this pranayam destroy all excess of all dosas, vata, pitta, kapha. There are three type of dosa. When any dosa increase according to Ayurveda, your body get sick. So this pranayam practice destroy all and balance all dosas, and this is very good practice for spiritual awakening. For your kundali awakening, this practice is very beneficial because this practice equal your both nostrils, means both Ida Nadi and Pina Nadi, your sun and moon. This practice balance that. Okay, so we'll do one round Bhastrika Pranayam. Okay. You'll have both hand like this. Nefasal, nefasver. Okay. Do this practice vigorous nefasal, vigorous nefasver. But those who are beginner, those who are not able to understand that how they can do forcefully nefasal and nefasver, for them we can do this little we can make it little easy for them. They will nefasal and they will increase their hand like this, nefasver. Okay, nefasal, nefasver. Okay, but in higher practices you will do this hand as in Kyan. Okay, so first we'll do beginning Bhastrika Pranayam. Okay, everyone ready? 20 strokes we'll do. Okay, start. Nefasal. Relax. And then Salda Nefasal. Sal Kapat. Lock, 16 nefes var. Relax your both hand in Gyan Mudra. I need to be aware towards the changes in your breath. Whatever is your experience, maybe it is for a few seconds, but beyond that experience, you don't want to take breath, or you want to, or you feel suffocated, or you feel coolness in your throat. Whatever is your experience, just be on it. And always do yogic deep breathing. Always be aware towards your breath and watch. Yogic deep breathing start automatically when you observe your breath. Now look down, open your eyes. Now we learn this Bhastrika Pranayam. Those who are suffering from severe hypertension, they can avoid. But those who are blood pressure is low, they can practice this. And those who are living in winter area, they can also practice Surya Pranayam and Bhastrika Pranayam. Now we'll learn one pranayam which is known as Sitali Pranayam. Sitli Pranayam or Sitli Kumbhak. What Sitli Kumbhak is to it create coolness in your body. It is very beneficial if you are suffering from ulcers in your inside your body. If you are suffering from severe hypertension, then Sitli Pranayam is very beneficial. But those who are living in cold places, or those who are whose blood pressure are very low, they can avoid this practice. Okay, Sitli Pranayam simple technique is okay. I will come a little forward. Sitli Pranayam is practices. You will your tongue will be outside. Roll your tongue. Inhale air, then lock it, then do Jalandhar Bandh, then unlock and nefes var from your left nostril. So the nefes var. Okay. So first we'll do 5 times this practice. Okay. Roll it. The tongue should be out like this. Roll it. Then unlock. We'll do 5 times. We'll practice this. Okay. And whenever you are doing practice, you need to be aware, and if you are suffering from, if you are not able to sit, make a cushion and put below your buttocks, so you will sit for longer period. Okay, start. Again, third round. Last round. Relax your hand. Now we'll do one more practice which is also create coolness in your body. That practice is known as Sitkari Pranayam. In Sitkari Pranayam, you will close your teeth like this, and your tongue will be like inside your teeth, and you will intake air like this, then lock it for a few seconds, then unlock and nafas. This is Sitkari Pranayam. Same benefit as Sitli Pranayam. Those who are not able to roll their tongue, they can practice this, and this is also good for your bad mouth smell. Na? Those who have, it is also beneficial for that problem also. Okay, teeth related problem also it is beneficial. So we'll practice this practice or this kumbhak 5 times. ठीक है? तमाम. Spine straight. Nafasal. Solda Nafaswar. Again. Again, third round. Fourth round. Last round. Now relax your hand. Awareness towards your nafas. Nafas in easily. Slowly look down and open your eyes. Now we learn Ujjayi Pranayama. Ujjayi Kumbhak. Ujjayi means finner. And this pranayama practice is very beneficial for secretion of thyroid and parathyroid hormone also. Thyroid and parathyroid gland. This practice is beneficial, and for singers also this practice is beneficial. Okay. Now, what is the practice? You will inhale from your both nostril, and you will contract your throat muscles, so it will create a little noise, okay, like then you nefetut, and then nefes var. And there is another technique also, same nefes al, and then you will nefes var from your left nostril. Ujjayi pranayam is one pranayam which you can do while walking, while sitting, while laying down. You can practice this kumbhak in all situations. Okay. It also creates heatness in your body. So those who are suffering from severe hypertension, they can avoid it. Okay. Now we'll do Brahmari pranayam. Brahmari, Brahmar. Brahmar is like bee. You will create a bee sound inside your body. While Nefeswar, you will create a bee sound. And then after 5 to 10 round, you will try to listen that vibration, that sound inside your body. Brahmari pranayam is creating calmness in your mind. It will give, it will make you more energetic, more focused. Okay. And you know what is the best time of pranayam practices, or what is the best time of yoga practices? This would be your answer. Okay, you will write me, so I understand that lots of people are watching this. Okay, so but Brahmari pranayam, according to yogic text, night time is very good for this practice. Okay, so now we'll do 5 times Brahmari pranayam. Sit in any meditative asana. Again, look at your body, spine, neck and head is in alignment. Nefes al, nefes var, and create a humming sound. Nefes al, nefes var, nefes al, nefes var, nefes al, nefes var, nefes al, nefes var, now relax. Try to listen that vibration inside your body. Now slowly look down, open your eyes. You can practice this pranayam while doing Shadamukhi or Shadamukhi mudra. That mudra is, you will close your ears like this. You will put your index finger on your eyes. Don't pressurize this. Just slowly put. Then mid finger, ring finger, and small finger. You will inhale, and while exhalation, you will uh, do Brahmar sound or humming sound. So I cover some important pranayam practices in this pranayam class, and I also explain breathing techniques. And uh, whenever you are doing pranayam practice, just try to maintain your alignment properly. Okay, don't make hunch in your spine like this. Okay, if you are making a hunch, it is not beneficial. Okay, try to align your body slowly, slightly go backward and sit. Okay, and whenever you are doing pranayam practices, place should be not dirty. There should be no bad smell. If there is fat and there is some hair, then take little care, little more cleanliness. Okay, and hope you like this class. There are lots of other breathing techniques I will cover in my future classes, and some practices are very are in learn you able to learn in Guru Sishya Parampara, means teacher student uh, tradition. Okay, hope you like this class, and thank you for everyone. That's Gular.